Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really interesting question. Why can some people read a terrifying horror story and feel, well, nothing, while other people are literally left shaking? It all comes down to a hidden trait that, honestly, might just be a kind of superpower.
You know that feeling, right? You recommend this absolutely terrifying book to a friend, one that had your heart pounding out of your chest, and they just come back with, yeah, it was okay. It's like you felt the danger, you felt the suspense, and for them, it was just words on a page. So what's going on there? Well, that simple question actually opens the door to a really profound difference in how our brains are wired.
All right, section 1, the unread reaction. This is all about when words on a page create a physical response, or when they totally don't. It's this powerful and sometimes completely absent link between the stories we read and how our bodies actually react. So picture this. You're reading a super suspenseful thriller. Your heart's pounding, your palms are getting sweaty. For a lot of us, our bodies react like we're right there in the story. But then there are some people who read that exact same scene and nothing. The story stays right there on the page. It's just words. Okay, section 2, mind's eye, body's response. We're going to get into the scientific link between visualization and physical stress. Because it turns out the connection between our imagination, our mind's eye, and how our body physically reacts is way stronger and honestly a lot more varied than you'd probably guess. So to get to the bottom of this, scientists basically set up a pretty straightforward experiment. They had people read these really thrilling stories while measuring their physical stress response. They wanted to see what was actually happening in their bodies. And wow, the results were just crystal clear. Take a look. The group they called visualizers, these are people with a typical mind's eye, their physical stress response went through the roof. But the other group, absolutely nothing. Their readings were totally flat. It's like one group was on a roller coaster and the other was, reading a grocery list. So what on earth explains this huge difference in reaction? It's pretty clear it's not about being brave or emotionally detached or anything like that. Something else has to be going on here. And the answer is this thing called aphantasia. Basically, it's the inability to voluntarily create mental images in your mind. So if I say picture an apple, most of us can actually see an apple in our heads, right? Well, people with aphantasia don't. They can't see with their mind's eye. This is the key right here, because folks with aphantasia don't visually relive the tension from the story. Their bodies just don't produce that physical stress response. Think about it. For a visualizer, reading that scary story is like playing a movie in their head, and their body reacts to that movie. For someone with aphantasia, there's no movie, so no reaction. So let's talk about the aphantastic advantage. Is not having mental imagery a weakness, or could it be a hidden strength? You hear inability to create mental images, and you might immediately think that's a bad thing, right? But what if, in certain situations, it's actually an incredible strength? Yeah, it's really a two-sided coin. On one side, sure, it might be a challenge if you're in a super visual creative field. But on the other side, it can lead to this state of physiological calm in really high-pressure situations, precisely when other people might be totally overwhelmed. All right, section 4, a calm mind's power. We're talking about thriving in high-pressure environments, because this goes way beyond just not getting spooked by a book. This is about how someone functions when the stakes are real and really, really high. And get this state of calm allows for more informed decisions and informed choices when the stakes are high. It's not about being cold or unfeeling. It's about the fact that when your body isn't hijacked by a panic response, your brain is just freer to think logically and clearly. So here's how you get from that calmness to real clarity. First, you have that reduced physical stress response. That means less emotional overwhelm. From there, you get clearer, more rational thinking. And what's the end result? Better, more informed decisions under pressure. It's a pretty powerful chain of events. Okay, let's wrap this up. Section 5, two minds, two worlds. The big point here is to understand why the world actually needs different mental operating systems. There's no one right way for a brain to work. This kind of diversity is a feature, not a bug. It really comes down to this. Different minds just have different strengths. The visualizer, they excel at those creative, sensory-rich tasks. But the person with aphantasia, they thrive in logical, high-pressure decision-making roles.
Neither one is better. They're just specialized for totally different but equally important challenges.
So, that leaves us with one last question to think about. In a real crisis, when everything is on the line, whose mind would you want in charge?